continuing establishing of Jehovah's kingdom on earth. The gentleman Tay soon realized that he needed faces who were workers and not managers. He interviewed a lot of the people who had made applications to him that they wanted to come and live over there and administer the place as well as to act as managers, and how many years of experience and all that they had. Both male and female workers had come over there trying to volunteer their services. The emphasis that Tay had laid was on bringing up of destitute children, because he wanted to bring them up in such a way that they became good citizens for to as an example to other people who were trying to do good work for the community. Soon, in trying to interview these people, he soon located 50 people, both men and women, who were ready to work with Tay in trying to establish this kingdom and bringing up these small children in a proper way, so that they could learn a lot of trades and experiences. All children would be raised up with knowledge in angel communion, as well as develop their spiritual powers and being adept. Adept meaning to be have the mental capacity to get onto a higher spiritual level, so that they can see the spirits and communicate with them. The community living would make the children live with a restraint in their private lives, from secret vices through belief in Creator's eyes watching over all of us. Now, this is very, very important. When we know that we are being supervised, we try to control our way of living. And when we know that the Creator is ever present and He knows and understands our every act as well as every thought, from where we are coming from and where we are leading ourselves. So once you have that self-restraint, that in my own eyes I should not fail. The Creator is watching you, but then the Creator is not sitting up anywhere else. He is sitting inside your heart. And when we establish a restraint and have a restrained life, as well as have control on all our likes, dislikes, emotions, and all kind of negative feelings, that is where we try to live a life which is transparent. It does not have to hide anything from anybody else, and you do exactly as what you are feeling on that particular occasion or on that level, and not having any negative thoughts or feelings about others is a very, very big virtue which we read everywhere. But the only way you can follow it properly is knowing that the Creator is sitting inside you and He is watching you. And there is one small voice inside each of us which keeps on telling us whether it is right or not. And once this kind of approach to life becomes a habit, then the life becomes very refined, it becomes very transparent. People start respecting you for what you are and not what your saying is, or what your qualification is, how much wealth you have accumulated. All that is absolutely beside the point. When one learns to follow one's own inner conscience, which is the presence of the Creator inside each one of us. The lady S, who was the nurse of the children, was guided by higher light that the toddlers should be allowed to grow up by themselves and should be led to grow up by exercising about themselves without the obstructions of pillows or cushions, and they would learn to crawl and start walking as well as start running whenever they are whenever the age is appropriate for them. So the children had all-round growth, and all the members of the commune were happy and proud that these children, that the commune members were raising up such wonderful children. Some of these children had developed the ability to see angels and also see and hear what was happening at other places on our physical world by their own developed extrasensory perception. They would not have to leave their place where they were sitting or playing, but could recognize what was happening elsewhere because of that higher intelligence which was blessing them. All the children were brought up on a herbivorous diet. As mentioned elsewhere in OSP, Dr. John B. Newborough had become a vegetarian, and Tay, who started this commune, had become herbivorous, and all the children being brought up on a herbivorous diet, that helped them in growing with that extrasensory personal abilities. Some of them even had the ability and the blessing that they could lay their hands on a book or a printed page and repeat all that was written on that page verbatim without physically actually reading it. They could sense what was written on the book. The name of the commune was Shalam, which name was given by the inspiration of the Creator, and the organization that the Faithis had set up, they started developing the lands on which they were settled on, building of houses for staying over there in the community, laying out fields and gardens, and the women were busy in raising up the children. The inspiration of the Creator was that no man shall stand still. It is either ascension or declension. No man was created to stand still, but to keep on learning and reaching higher levels on continual basis. Thank you. More in the next one.